I thought it'd be interesting to kind of debate and kind of discuss another area outside of cars where Greg is frequently wrong.
Oh, by the way, on that note, let's go Devils, and great win the other day against the Rangers. So, yeah.
Who won the game when we were
that
arguing
before we
about
got
it in
into
stream, though? Who won that game?
Doesn't matter. The Devils won most recently, so that's what matters.
Okay, but at any rate, speaking of things that are not cars, that was a fun part of the stream, and like talking about it, kind of doing things that aren't necessarily our lane, so to speak. I forget where I was, but we had an interesting conversation with some friends of mine, and we started talking about what is the best bar food. So wings, mozzarella sticks, like basically anything breaded and deep fried kind of falls in that category. Basically anything where you go to a bar, you get a bar pie, a quick burger, all that other sort of stuff. I figured it'd be interesting to talk to chat, and more specifically to Greg. Greg, best bar food, go.
Wings, end conversation.
See, that's too obvious. Try again.
No, there's no two obvious things. When you go to a bar, people are most likely going to go to either meet friends or watch TV, preferably, here in the US,
sports,
baseball or football or basketball. Those are the big three, right? I love hockey. Unfortunately, it's not really a huge sport here in the US. It's big enough, obviously, because there's an NHL and everything, but it's not one of those things where people actively go to the bar to watch it, unless you're in like a real big hockey city. Like Chicago, you'll get it. Up in Minnesota, you'll get it. I guess Buffalo, sure. There's like Bills and Sabres up there. Unless you're in like a real big hockey city, you're gonna be getting like some hockey people going out. But you're probably going to watch a sporting event of some kind, right? Here's the thing. When people go to bars here in the US, they always get bar food. There's like 3 or 4 things that people always order, right? Burgers. That's why every single place has a burger now. Wings. And Chad, can you name the third one?
Classic hummus.
No.
I don't know statistically speaking, but deep fried cheese.
I mean, it's the US, so not going to argue that. It's probably pretty accurate. But usually it's some kind of nacho.
Oh, yeah.
Because people love nachos. And it's on every single menu, every single bar menu, and it's on every appetizer list. You could argue that there's like chicken fingers, whatever, but whatever. So it's like nachos, yeah, because it's also a good shareable food, wings, and burgers. Those are like the 3 biggest things, right? Burgers are more like a meal. No one's really going there, because a lot of people are going to bars and like drinking and stuff. Like burgers are just hugely filling. But nachos don't like really satiate. If you go to a bar and you have a food in mind, and they're like, I don't know. Every place has wings now too, because it's such a huge thing. So if I'm going to a bar and I'm getting stuff to eat, and I'm going to go in there to watch something or to meet friends, I'm going to get wings. There's a lot of good wing places around. Even like a basic bar has decent wings these days. It didn't used to be like that. Even like 10, 15 years ago, you went to a bar and you ordered wings at like some like trashy bar that you like a dive bar, you're gonna get sick from the wings. But now most places that have like decent enough wings, you're like, yeah, I can get them pretty much anywhere now. So I think it's gonna be wings is gonna be like the number one thing here.
So to your last point, I'm pretty sure it's just the cost of chicken now that like if you're gonna spend a shit ton on wings, they might as well be good, right? I kind of agree with you. So we'll deviate slightly, or not deviate away from that. You say wings. Best wing sauce.
That's a much harder question. Again, I would say, rule of 3, which is that classic American Pie thing. I think there's about 3 that are just always going to be there. Buffalo, barbecue, and some sort of like exotic, but usually you'll find like a honey garlic or something like that, right? Something along those lines. But best, I would probably have to say the best sauce I've had is probably from Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's that mango habanero one they have. So you get that like sweet, you get the what's the 4 things? The salt, fat, acid, heat, right? You're getting the salt from the wing, from the fried. You're getting the fat also from the fried. You're getting the heat from the habanero, and you're getting sort of like this like savory sweetness from the mango. So you're hitting at least 3 out of those 4 things. That's probably the best sauce I've had, but you can't go wrong with like a traditional medium buffalo because it's good heat and it always tastes pretty good on wherever you get it from.
I hear everything you're saying. I mean, you're wrong, but I hear you. I'll acknowledge the words that were spoken. When it comes to wings, see, my go-to and my first thought would be something like garlic parmesan, but it is really easy to screw that up because it all depends. Like I come from my mother's she's second or third generation Italian, but she has Italian in her blood, and therefore we put on an acceptable amount of garlic that would probably knock Greg on his ass.
I married an Italian. I'm now used to it.
So there's
I am now immune to vampires.
The B-dubs garlic parmesan or the garlic parmesan sauce I make at home is actually a little lighter on the garlic just because I know a lot of people don't, bathe in garlic like my family does. The other one, and this used to be the highlight of the menu when we would go down a golf trip down to the 19th hole at Seaview. Google the ShopRite Classic for the LPGA. You'll get the golf course. But they used to make Old Bay wings. So it was like basically whatever fat they decided to put Old Bay in. And that is my current favorite wing. Boneless, bone in, what have you. That is my favorite sauce. Now, I didn't really plan on going in this direction because there's so much other bar food that I thoroughly enjoy. A good bar pie is hard to find, but when you do, it's one of those things that, let's face it, if you go on an NFL Sunday to go watch the games, you're probably going to have 2 meals if you're one of those people, so bar pie fits in towards the end of the night. But a good one, thin crust, very good. On the non-wing front, I mean, I'm a sucker for good mozzarella sticks. This one place I went to had cheesesteak egg rolls, which were so good. I see some places doing a quick, small, down and dirty, buffalo sauce or buffalo mac and cheese with chicken in it and stuff like that. That's always a good one. I know a few of my friends really like. I think someone said it in chat. I can't remember who it was, but pretzel sticks with a good beer cheese is really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
The long and short of it is it more than likely incorporates either cheese or fat, protein, usually deep fried, and woefully unhealthy for you. The other side of it is even though our restaurant hasn't been open in a minute, I work at a golf course with a bar. And a lot of this stuff, it's well, what do I want today? Well, shoot. Well, looks like I'm going to have to go work out for 7 hours just to offset this.
Because it's here in the U.S., I feel like wings are the new bar food pastime. Because
I don't think it's
people make pilgrimages to find the best wings in their area or the country. No one's making a pilgrimage to find the best bar pie. No one's doing that.
Have you?
Burgers, sure. People go around for trying to find the best burgers, but again, I don't think that's a traditional bar food because at high-end restaurants you're seeing burgers on the menu now. So it's not a traditional bar food. Wings are definitely a traditional bar food.
But I agree with you. If you're thinking bar food and that let's face it, there's Buffalo Wild Wings exists for a reason. Wingstop, your favorite haunting in college, exists for a reason. When I think of bar food, I think of something that almost just a step above something you'd find in your freezer, right? So you can find chicken fingers in your freezer, you find this stuff or whatever, and you throw it in the toaster oven and you cook it. They're a little better. No, someone else does it, so it's a win there. Americans are lazy. To someone who doesn't go bars all that often, well, as much as we used to, versus someone who there's only so many days in the week when you work 6 days a week and your lunch is at that place that you can eat wings.
You can't do wings every day or else you'll be 500 pounds by the end of it.
Brett goes, so I'm just going to check out chat real quick here. Brother Jimmy's in New Brunswick. Used to be the best from our good friend Brett. Steve bathes in garlic. Good for the pores. It's probably why my skin is so silky smooth. Steve, again, come down to Brick. I'll show you a delicious bar pie at my local pub. Best burger is Krug's in Newark. Never heard of it. Doug, I'm a regular at our local golf course bar. They even have me in their banner picture. I don't golf, but I drink. Atmosphere is always good. Food is often better than straight up bar food too. Like I said, when our kitchen was open, it was pretty much that. It was like stuff in your freezer, bar food, and then where we were at was just that little extra, a little bit more. Justin, there's a good place called Wings Over, which is amazing. Unfortunately, it's in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And if anyone knows better, don't go to Lowell unless you absolutely have to. Duly noted.
One, yes, don't go to Lowell unless you absolutely have to. It's terrible there. And two, yes, Wings Over is really good. There's a bunch of them, actually. There used to be, I think it's still there, but there's one at Penn State called Wings Over Happy Valley. I think it's a chain that has it's in a bunch of towns. But yeah, I've had the wings from there, and they're really, really good.
This gives me an idea for some fun content, seeing as how there be some, I don't know, freshly finished builds in the summertime.
2 of them.
At least 2, maybe 3. I don't know if I shared this, but yeah, the Mustang hasn't even gotten boost yet, and I'm already starting to buy parts for the next phase of it. So, I don't know. I think it'd be pretty interesting to find a good wing joint. Like, maybe make it a road trip to go there. Road trip to, try what the casserole that Chicago calls pizza, just to get a taste of that.
A great YouTube title is, we road tripped 9 hours, or 12 hours to get Chicago deep dish pizza. That's a great YouTube title. And then it's just pizza in hand, focus on that, the 2 cars in the background.
Go up to New Haven, because apparently that's like the pizza capital of the world, or of America, I should say. Well, I guess world, because pizza in Italy is not what you'd expect. Think grandma pie.
Yeah, it's different. Well, I mean, it's funny. Like, everyone considers Italy the capital, but it was actually invented by the French. So, go figure. The French do a few things very well. Food is one of them. I think Mark, when I said the French do a couple things well, cars is not. I mean, hey, look, they got Bugatti. We'll say the French are very good at food. They're very good at wine, and they make the highest end car you can possibly buy. The end. Endless.
The French.
I'm half French. I can say these things.
Yeah, and that's why I only like 51% of you.
Yes.